it's Light here, and welcome to another overall performance video, this time on our Monotype team. But before we get started, if you want to vote for the next team, which is up on the community tab now, please consider voting. At the moment it's 50% ground, 50% normal. And if you want to be team ground or team normal, just get a vote in if you want to. If not, I'll spin a wheel for the next team and have that announced tomorrow. But without further ado, let's get on with the KOs. So first up we have here, with 17 KOs, is our Dapper. Dapper did incredibly well overall, especially against a certain threat which I didn't even consider when I was building a team, being Weatherboom. Just be able to come into Weatherboom, get some nice chip damage with the rocket helmet, keep switching back into it to really wear down that massive threat was really beneficial. Also, just nice to have some really good default control on this mon. And yeah, it's just been very reliable throughout. Awesome to have on the team. Yeah, Dapper really showed why it's such a great defensive mon. Again, the ability just to counter ground types as well with Levitate and then Will-O-Wisp is just so amazing. Really helped the team out. And our next member that got 19 KOs is Summer. Now, Summer has just been very reliable at outspeeding with really good threats such as Roaring Moon and KOing them with a Moonblast. Summer's been really good all round. Again, just nice, reliable, nice speed controller. Really good against the Monotype matchup, Terror Ground and Air Power and 2. Honestly, just a really awesome mon. So happy to have her on team. Really came in handy when we really needed Summer. And the Healing Wish as well, just getting our members back to full HP has been absolutely terrific. And let's get on to our next member, which I believe is 24 KOs, and it's Zero. Now, Zero was also a part of our Mono Fighting type team, and if I remember correctly, I think Zero got more KOs for the Mono Fairy team than the Modern Fighting team, with nice 24 KOs. And Zero's just been amazing throughout. Really good in both ends of fronts. Very good against defensive mons. If they want to set up commands, you can just encore. Honestly, really awesome to see. Counting offensive mons as well, outspeeding them all, even with their own Dragon Dance. Going for that nice knockoff on the Roaring Moon, for example, was really awesome to see. And yeah, Zero's just been incredibly all round. And again, I think overall Iron Valiant's very similar to Dragon Pult, where what makes Iron Valiant so scary is that it can beat anything on the team. It can be a special attacker, it can be a physical attacker, it can be a mixed attacker. So it's very hard for your opponent to know exactly what set your Iron Valiant is, and it does put some pressure on your opponent even with just having it on the team, which is honestly really awesome to see. And next up, with only one more KOs, and I'm very happy. Again, one of my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon is Amy with 25 KOs. Amy's been so reliable at taking some steel type moves, especially from Iron Crown. Just Gigaton Hammer in general is just such an amazing, powerful move. And yeah, Amy's just been so consistent throughout, especially against Slowkings, Galarian Slowkings, and it's honestly just been awesome to see. Again, one of my favorite mons. And honestly, just awesome to see it really perform well. And just make sure that Corviknights stay away from Amy. That's for sure. And let's get into our next member, which I'm so happy to add on the team, because I was really debating this mon or Hatterene, and it is Dana with 28 KOs all gone for. And again, I was really considering a Hatterene at the time, because Hatterene was so bulky, can take so many hits, and can just be very good offensively. But Dane is also very good offensively. If the issue was the low speed, there was a couple of times I did consider the True Scarf on Dana, but the reason I had Dana in the first place was for the more stores matchups, and Dana really performed well in them matchups, and be able to trace their regenerator, get Dana back up to full HP in no time. Was really, really awesome to see. And yeah, it's really cemented itself as a massive threat, and was slowly creeping up into our MVP, which is no other, being MVP since day one, is Marina with 35 KOs. Marina's just been so helpful. First of all, taking up steel type moves and being able to dish massive damage back, be able to take out threats such as King Gambit and Iron Moth. It's just been so reliable. Again, Marina really just shows yet again, and it has for most of my Monotype teams so far, that the best defense is a really good offense. Again, before this, we've had so many mons that's just been MVP that's been so bulky but yet so offensively, like Coco from our Mono Ghost team last week for Tricklemas with 38 KOs. It's just been really awesome to see. And before we obviously get into our total KOs, there's still 2 more things we need to cover. Overall games performance, we had a total of 42 games. We won 20 and lost 22. Go try to keep that 42 games consistent. Try to have 6 battles each day. So this gives us a winning percentage of 47.62%. And I think there's a couple of reasons for this. Again, first off, made so many misplays, such as down at the sample of day 3. Sometimes it should just not have tallied in that matchup. But also, there's just many threats in the tier that fairies are generally weak to, such as Galarian Slow King. Also, such the fact that there's no Fairy ground type, so electric types such as the Belly Bolt can really wreak havoc on the team, especially we got Marina plus Summer with the weaknesses of electric. Even though we do have Telet, especially on Summer, to try combat that, it's still a very tough matchup to against electric types in general, especially Raging Bolt in particular. So I think that's mainly, not mainly, but that's definitely one of the reasons why we got a more loss to win ratio. But overall, I think the team really did perform well overall. And before we get into our total KOs, I decided to make this new slide here, just to go over all the previous teams and where the Mono Theory where One For All is. So, at the top here, we've got High Five, which was our Mono Bug team. Then we have All For One, which was our Mono Dragon type team. Then the Bolt Breakers with our Electric team. Diamond Fist, our Fighting team. Trick or Miss, which was last week's, nice in the middle right there. Howling Fangs, which was our Dark team. Then Blazing Storm. Then All For One. Then the Trail Titans. So yeah, at the moment, and we've actually got halfway to the types as well, which is awesome to see. We're halfway there. And at the moment, One For All is second to last. But again, this is not the most fairest win to loss ratio, again, because some teams had less games than others. And for example, with the High Five team, it's when I first started the account, so it's going to get a bit more higher win rate, just because of that alone. But I just thought it'd be nice for you to see, just overall, and we can always compare them later on. Again, example, Trail Titans only had 35 games, so if they had another 5 games, Trail Titans could be up there with 47%. But that's why I'm going to try and make consistent from now on, to try and make it 42 games, just to make it very much a fair basis. And without further ado, let's get on with our total KOs, which is a total of 148 KOs. Again, this team, honestly, I honestly thought it would perform better than it did, but I'm still very proud of the team. Again, definitely wish it was a Fairy ground type. Understand why that's not introduced yet though, because that would wreak havoc. But then again, so would Fighting and Fairy, and we did get that in Iron Valiant, so maybe Gen 10 we could see a Fairy ground type, which would honestly be awesome to see. But yeah, overall, very happy with the team. Very pleased on how well it performed. And again, if you like Pokemon content in general, please consider hitting that subscribe button. We're 3 subs away to 50 subscribers. We'd really appreciate if you could get there. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of your day.